you're there. So nice to see you.
Same here.
Same here.
Oh my goodness. It's been a long time since I've done anything on Zoom, so I'm reminding myself like how everything works. Do you teach on Zoom or have you been off Zoom as well?
When we have to.
Mainly we've been off Zoom, but once in a while you have a student that asks for a lesson from far lands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, as we're talking now, it's 8 o'clock no, it's 9 o'clock in Washington, D.C., and it's 8 o'clock where you are. You're at home in Milwaukee.
And Rene just got home from teaching. Yeah.
It's 9 a.m.
That's a long day. What time do you start?
9 a.m. every day.
Well, and thanks for joining us after such a long teaching day. This is really incredible, like really quite a demanding lifestyle. And the reason I wanted to talk to you was because probably a lot of people don't know your incredible other projects in your life, and the one being the Camino. And I think it's so interesting when the performers who have like a busy life of teaching and performing, which everybody knows about, also have these really amazing other enrichment and enriching projects. And I thought when you showed me that video that had aired, I guess, a couple of years ago of the performers, I thought, why don't we talk about it? And then almost like this conversation can be a lead in for our audience as to what they would expect if they were watching this video, and just tell us a little bit about that project. So when did you start it, or how should we start it?
Maybe I will start just with explaining what Camino is. And it's a pilgrimage way that is in Spain, and it's leading to Santiago de Compostela. And it's about 800 kilometers long, which is like about 500 miles long. But there are different routes. It's the route we are on is on a French way. And the little town that we are in called Carrión de los Condes, and it's exactly halfway on the Camino path. So there is a lot of intersections that are crossing there. There is, Spanish life, of course, Spanish religious life. There is a Camino. There is diving into Spanish culture for the students. So, and we have a friend that walked the Camino, and we first came there to play concerts actually for pilgrims. And then Rene had an idea of bringing students as well, because the advantage of that particular location is that every day you have a new audience.
Yes. So it's really flipped the idea of a concert, of a festival on its on its side, because it's, as we see in the video, it's like we're so used to a guitar festival where the performers come and they play a concert, and then they teach some classes, and then the kids participate, and then they go. And so then this idea that you have here is such a creative and fresh. So Elina, you were saying, like, so it's a fresh audience every day because the kids stay put and the audience is moving, right?
Correct. The whole program started in June. The first concert was given in June 1st, 2010. And the project was put into place between us two and this friend Luthier from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Federico Shepard, that he walked the Camino like 3 times.
Wow.
And he realizes that there was not a lot of presence of music. There was a lot of from the architectural point of view, landscape, food, art, but not so much music. And he wanted to bring music to the Camino. The concert, the whole thing started coming together in 2008 in Belgium. It was a festival that was done by Barrios. And well, the first 3 years, we just play concerts. So every 2 weeks, a different guitarist will come and will perform for the audience. And then in 2014, we decided to start a school. And the whole idea is just because every time we go to festivals, you see the main faculty performing, and then you get some master class, but the students get lucky if they get to play one concert, to be selected to play a concert at the end of the festival. And I said, well, let's do something completely opposite, in which the faculty actually can relax and teach them, and put the work in seeing the students perform every day. So we watch what they do, and then we give them feedback on the next lesson. They have daily lessons, and then we work and see, okay, now try this tonight. And then sometimes they can even play the same piece for the entire week and see how it evolves through that. They varied like all kind of possibilities regarding performance. And we do 2 concerts every night. We do a concert at 8 p.m. for the pilgrims, and then at 10:30 p.m. after supper, because Spain supper is like 9 p.m. to like 10. And then at 10:30, we play for the locals.
Oh, isn't that nice?
So we have 2 groups. Usually the participants are between 20 to 25 students, and we either have 4 faculty or 5 faculty members. And then we divide it into 2 performance groups. One group will perform on the earlier concert, and then the other one on the later one, and then we flip them around the next day. And that way everybody gets to play every day, which is very unlikely in such an early stage of your career to be able to do so.
Yeah, and it's also initially we thought to draw just students of the guitar, like college students, but actually it expanded, and we had 2 children this year that were absolute delight.
12 and 10 years old.
12 and 10 years old, and we had so the range of ages from 8 to
70.
yes.
Nice.
It's
So they're from all over the world, the participants, right?
From everywhere, right? I mean, there's of course a lot of from United States, a lot from Europe, a lot from Asia, from everywhere.
We thought always like to, at the beginning, they were mostly college students.
Yes.
But then I thought like maybe we can bring some amateurs that are playing at a high level, and that they are very
motivated
motivated to perform.
Play, but maybe they're a little bit shy to play in a bigger venues or somewhere.
Yeah.
But also to create balance, because there's such a level of uncertainty when you're studying guitar in the college years, and then when you're kind of collaborating during the entire week with other adults that have a completely successful life in a completely different field.
Yes.
That they kind of balance things out, and they advise, they talk to the younger players, letting them know that everybody had to struggle some way or another one.
And we tried for it to feel a little bit more inclusive, like a family.
Yeah.
There are people that actually, how many people we have coming back? Like we have people that came back every year ever since.
We have to sometimes tell them, like, I need you to not come this year, so we let newer people come.
No.
I believe it. It would become like their own pilgrimage, right? Like to come back and recharge, and yeah, that's so beautiful. And so where do they all stay? Like, do they stay together, or do they stay in different?
No, in the town there are many different like hostels and things that are
there are all
inexpensive.
There are all kinds of accommodations, from very basic to very upscale.
So the pilgrims stay in hostels,
Yeah.
in albergues, and some of the things are like quite inexpensive. So because it's a whole part of the Camino, some people can stay in places for like 15, 20 euros.
Maybe not anymore.
Not anymore.
Maybe
okay,
not.
yes.
Maybe not this year. I think after COVID, actually prices went up everywhere. It used to be like I think even before COVID, you probably could get like really inexpensive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even expensive, all things considered, but I think everything went a little bit higher in price. But I mean, it's still very affordable, and the town itself It has everything. It literally has everything. It has a park with roses. It has a river. It has different churches, and we actually teach in a city hall. There are two teachers work in a city hall. Rene is teaching in a very old ermita, very, very cute one. It's the first ermita that pilgrims see when they enter the town. And I teach in another church in San Julian. So the locations are actually spectacular, the teaching locations.
And the days are like we have a kind of a technique workshop every morning, 2 different levels, advanced and intermediate, and then they all spread and have their regular schedule of lessons during the week, and then they get to practice. They also practice and play around town during the day, you know. So
there are special places actually designating to perform outside.
So they can play during the day. It's not only the evening concerts.
And
So
you can practice play, and people, you can practice, or people can stop and listen.
It sounds like the community is also part of this festival, like plays a big role, right? Yeah.
correct. The Carrión de los Condes has been very good to us, and I'd say the last 6 years, particularly so, in which they really opened up and said, okay, they keep coming back. So, yeah, and they are bringing, so you understand, or the audience that be listening to this interview, this part of the Camino is quite difficult one because it's flat and there's not a lot. So a lot of people will walk all the way to Burgos, and then they will take a bus from Burgos to León and then continue the path through León forward. And now, because of the projects of the concerts that we're doing there, now people are actually walking that town. So it's been a good business also for the town.
Yes, because they would have been bypassed. Now
Exactly. So and now we play they walk east to west and we play west to east.
Yeah,
So,
a couple times we take a bus and we play in a neighborhood towns and little
that are still on the Camino.
churches.
right. Oh my gosh. Right. Because I guess everybody's on their own schedule. Like not everybody's going to stop in that town. So you have everybody, when nightfall happens, there are places along the way, right?
Everybody's Camino is different.
Exactly. And Elina walked the Camino,
Yeah.
what, 3 years ago?
Yeah,
already?
in 21.
2021, she actually, the
Yeah,
whole,
because when we came for the first time, when we came to that area, I didn't really know much about Camino. I don't know if you did. And
Little.
I was like, wow, people really walk nowadays this long. I mean, this is something out of this ordinary. I thought it's craziness. I'm sorry. Like I thought that was 1800s, 1600s. But then it grew in me. And then I thought, oh, maybe one day I will experience. I want one experience that. And then one day has come.
2021, after we finished teaching, just say, I'm staying and I'm gonna walk it, just like that. I was like, what? So we just had to buy her boots,
It's a special
backpack.
Yeah, I'm very
things.
happy I did it.
And
And
the
she-
sticks, the walking
I
sticks.
did have.
The poles, yes, the walking poles, and what I will say something that Elina can speak better to that. When people start the Camino, it starts in Saint Jean de Pied-de-Port in the
South of France.
in the south of France, in the Pyrenees. So everybody has like this idea of like, oh, and how they're gonna take over, and like, but they soon realize that this journey is a little bit more and than just like an athletic.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's Camino is different because everybody is doing it for the different reasons.
I know, but by the time they get to Carrión de los Condes, they've been already 2 weeks on the Camino, and at that point, all your shields are kind of down, and you are like kind of like almost fresh. It's a ride, like it's true what in the video what Federico Shepard said about that. Is by the time you reach Carrión, you kind of like
Kind of empty.
no, I wouldn't say empty, but like you are like because in the Camino it creates like the outside world start kind of disappearing.
You connect to yourself.
You connect to yourself in a different way. Your job every day is to wake up, walk until you feel that you had enough, stay, so things get simpler, less outside noise, and then people get more receptive
And you actually
this type of
appreciate a lot
experience.
more small things.
Like concerts, for example. And in the
Which is,
beginning,
no, I wouldn't say concerts are small things, but just, you just become a normal person. I don't know, not the person with a lot of obligations and with a lot of, life requirements.
you will see a lot of people that start the Camino and still have their cell phones, but little by little, all of that
Those-
stops happening. They do take pictures from time to time, but like by that point, they are a little bit much more.
Well, that part of Camino that is flat, everybody's taking it different, but like for me, it was a very meditative state. Like you just walk and you just walk. Because the first half, well, not the first part, is more physically challenging because it's the mountains.
Mhm.
Mountains, forest, so the landscape changes quite a bit. But I wouldn't say, some people were saying that, oh, that's very flat and very monotonous and very similar every day. I wouldn't say that. I found this very interesting. I found this was one of my favorite part of the Camino, because you actually can walk and think and don't think where you're
Of
stepping.
where you're going, yeah, and your feet, yeah.
It's like into this really
Rhythm, yes.
rhythm, monotonous, meditative.
So what are some of the comments then that people in the audience give the students, or do you hear what it means to them to be on the Camino and then to have a concert after so many days alone, or?
Many people have written back to us saying you guys were our miracle of the Camino.
Oh, wow.
Pretty much everybody has something in mind, and then they end up with something else. And we have many emails through the years saying like you guys were the miracle of our Camino, that it felt so special that moment. And I have to tell you, like at the beginning we were puzzled, like the amount of people that were crying.
Yeah, I believe it.
People crying because they were not expecting it.
Yeah.
And it was our very first experience. Now it's it's more widespread,
Yeah,
and people know about
people
the
know about it now. But
So-
first couple of years when we were coming, that people didn't know, the news didn't spread yet. People really, really like were blown away from just this unexpected.
We're
thing.
playing in churches from 12th century, 13th, 15th century. So the environment, the sound, the quietness, the stillness, all
Yeah.
of that contributes to create a very special experience. And for us, just like we mentioned in the video, we have been very fortunate in our career as a performers, and this is an opportunity. It's a lot of work, but it's an opportunity to give back.
Mm.
You know, this is like our way of giving back, and help students have teachers have a little bit more relaxed environment, get to know people from all over the world in our student body and the pilgrims that are walking the Camino. So it has become, well, it's just now part of our life.
Yeah.
It's now every summer.
Yeah.
We used to do it on the end of July because Iserlohn used to be in August.
Yes.
And then Thomas flipped the whole thing around. Then I had to move it to August. And then I think right now we are set on the second week of August. Generally, like next week is going to be from the 11th to the 16th. Next week, next year, sorry. The 2025 is when August 11th to August 16th. So the students will arrive a little bit before they need to leave the town. We start playing concerts. By Wednesday, I will tell you already that most of them are starting to lose that fear of presenting, and performing in public. That performance anxiety start like kind of
First
managed,
concert, you can see everybody is shaken.
a little bit on the edge, and then by the time Wednesday arrives, they play already 3 days in a row, becomes more manageable. And by Saturday, they're all like, "Oh, I think I can do this."
That's so beautiful. Yeah.
People that were terrified about performance.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes us a while. We don't put pressure. We don't say you have to perform. It's like if you want to perform, you perform. So sometimes some of the the people that feel a little bit more challenged with this, we let them play on the evening concert. So they are a little bit less number of attendees of
Mhm.
audience, and then they may feel like sometimes they don't play immediately, but then by the third day they say, okay, maybe I give it a try, and by the time Saturday comes, they're already playing on the earlier concert. So it's a little bit of everything, but the idea was just to give back to the pilgrims, to the town, to the guitar community
Yeah.
in the best way we knew how. And I think it's very special.
It's a
Very special.
beautiful week. Like I'm looking forward to it every year.
Every
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh,
gosh, it's just such a unique and beautiful idea.
There's also something special about the Camino, because there is something very special about this whole collective energy that people bring there, because people bring there, of course, sorrows and pain, but they also bring their hopes. And the Camino itself is very special. And students sometimes they come, they don't know about, like what the same way that when I came for the first time, I had no idea what it was. But then we recommend them, to read about it, maybe to watch a movie, or just to, and it's really special. Every year I like to walk just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a very special feeling there. There's a different energy. It's like when you come to a church where many people pray. It's a special place.
Yes.
Also, every day at 6 p.m. there's on the albergue of Santa of the nuns. The nuns they get together with all the pilgrims that stay in the albergue, and they all kind of talk about the reason why they are walking. And they share stories, but they also play and sing
Yes.
songs from their native country.
Yes,
And it's a
they actually
very
have a musical nuns.
yes. So it's a very special, it's a very special moment. Like I can't tell you how, even after so many years, we started in 2010, except 2020, we did it every year. 19, and we started again in 21 slowly with mask and all that, but I can't tell you like how unique that moment is, and we recommend to the students to go and sit down. It really gives you a reality check about life, about how everything can change just in a heartbeat, for the good or for the bad. It's just part of life. And when you see so many people that have so many different experiences in that regard, it really gets you in touch with what your priorities
Yes. What are your values? What do you?
and your values are. And I do find that quite remarkable.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people there that go in there and they get out of there crying, like, just because they hear all of this, but they also hear beauty and they hear hope in between the pain.
Yeah, and resilience and all the things.
Resilience,
Right.
exactly.
And
So,
search. It's very important to search for way out. Like what,
Mm,
it's a searching.
and it's because of the Camino simplicity itself.
right.
Yeah.
Just
But there is something still. I keep saying that there is something you cannot put a finger in. There is a saying that the Camino doesn't give you what you want; it gives you what you need. And I've seen many people that walk the Camino and they encountered situations that they were like, what is that? When they were like trying to push through, and then like for example, there were two ladies from Britain, friends, and one of them researched everything about the Camino, like for the entire probably year, which are the best hotels, albergues, and she meticulously organized the entire
trip.
trip, like
Plan to
entire
the T.
plan to the T. And guess what? He got blisters. She got blisters. So then all her plan. So the universe was telling her, maybe that's not the best way to live life.
Oh, wow, what a lesson.
Everything like shifted,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden the truth is, like, some days you're gonna be able to walk more, some days you walk less.
Yeah, it really teaches you to listen, like, to be in tune with
body, yes.
with your body, with who you are, with your spirit. Just like find find a different dimension of, what we're not maybe using in our life.
It's not bad to have a plan and some kind of agenda,
Right.
but it cannot be
Yeah.
too
But there are
too
many
strict,
different situations
you know?
in the Camino that happened.
Oh my gosh, it's definitely on my wish list for life. It's on my bucket list, but you're inspiring me to.
You can start by just coming and visit us.
Yeah.
Oh, I would
Yeah,
love.
We'll have a place for you that you can stay,
We would love for you to come, absolutely.
and you can just witness firsthand, and it's
Yeah.
fine. You will enjoy it. I guarantee you that. We haven't had a single person.
Also, that part of Spain is not as hot. It can get hot, but usually it gets hot during the day and cools down at night. Like really cools down at night.
Like it's
that,
like a 50s,
that you need a
and not
jacket.
55 at night.
So it's actually very, very nice.
Very
like,
fresh, like
fresh
14
at night.
centigrades, 13 in the evening. So
There
it's
is
always great.
there is a swimming pool. If it's
Okay,
there is a river.
Well, river is fine, but most importantly, like some people have come and then they experience from there, they go to other parts of Spain. They go to Picos de Europa, which is right north, an hour and 30 minutes after Guardo, the town of Guardo. There's the Ruta de Cares, which is a very beautiful in the middle of the mountains of the Picos de Europa, and it's really just an hour. And a little farther, you have Santander, and you have all the northern coast of Spain. So we have had students that gone to the south and go to Andalusia and Sevilla and
Which August, I don't know if that's the best time to go.
it's not
south.
yeah, 40 Celsius, yeah.
North.
Yes, north is a way to go. But we also like close enough to Segovia, like 2 hours from Segovia.
Yeah, anything north of Madrid.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the food is actually superb, I have to say.
I bet. And the wine.
It's really superb.
Spicy food, but
No, but it's good. The quality is good. Spain is famous for food. They give produce to Europe everywhere. So taste good food, not expensive, and a lot of wine because it's right on the Duero River. The Duero River right there. So Ribera del Duero is like within, like we're surrounded by all the vineyards of Ribera.
I kind of just imagine our whole audience just like reaching for their phones to book a flight, and I'm going to as well.
It is. If you want to listen to some concerts, 11th to the 16th, we're gonna be performing right around the town of Carrión de los Condes. Excellent wine, excellent food, great music, tons of guitar, and most importantly, tons of friendship, an open heart to receive.
Oh my goodness.
Everything we can. I'm energized for the year. Actually, what we feel that everything that does the most is like it also help us come back to the reasons why we are playing guitar, or why we like doing this, because often as professionals you get caught up with a whole it becomes part of work. It's not just as inspired as we would like it to be, as you will know, and any other musician knows, that we have to do the craft, and some days you don't feel like practicing and you have to pick up your instrument and do the work. And not every day is right, but what happens is, like, when you see so many amateurs and so many people appreciating what you do, it gives you motivation to
reminds you why
we're doing it in the first place.
Oh my goodness, that's so beautiful. Yeah, just the purity of the sound, the enjoyment of how it affects people, how it affects ourselves.
And we have done it's not only solo guitar, we also have had chamber music groups that have come. We have had voice and guitar, we have violin and guitar, we have cello and guitar, flute and guitar, which it makes it a little bit more affordable for some of the students, because they just split the tuition.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
All of them, and then they play chamber music all week, and they love it, and we get something different than just no guitar. So both guitar and other instruments.
Amazing. Well, I'll definitely post a link for students, because even with the Marlowe series, because because you were judges for the youth competition, the Marlowe Guitar Youth Competition, Myrna Sislin sponsors this really generous, amazing opportunity for young people. But so we're a concert series, but we're also, we do the competition, we do things in the schools. And so I could, I think it's just such an amazing way to, even if we're introducing this idea to some of the young people in our community here, that this is an option, or some of the mature people too, who have Camino on their bucket list and want to come and do this. I mean, yeah, it's so multifaceted. So we're so looking forward to your concert here. So you are performing our first concert of our season on October 6th. And so we cannot wait. And yeah, so we're going to share this video with our audience, and it's like also a wonderful way for them to meet you before they meet you. And Rene, I know you've performed for us before, and you were both with us for judging. So we're just so excited that you're coming together to play, and I know that you're each going to do some solo stuff and some duos as well. And we're just so looking forward to it. And so before I let you go, I have always wondered this, because you're both soloists, but you play together, and you're just such a beautiful couple together. How did you meet?
We met in graduate school.
Graduate school, Yale University.
So
And she was one of the few that understood me, because we both came from socialist background countries.
So we understood each other from from half word, like the way I would say in my language, like, yeah.
We have common first. Failure was not an option. We just not like we just came. We immigrated to succeed in any way or form. Like, and it happens that guitar gave us an outlet for that. One. Second, determination. Third, making sure that that we were making the best out of our experience when we were students at Yale. So we took classes in every single possible thing that we could muster and think, yes, I said mustard. So it's a beautiful experience. So we, at the beginning, I have to say, she was very serious, and she didn't want to have anything to do with relationships.
Now I just need a relationship with drama.
She didn't want anything of that.
She's like, I cannot take, that would be too much for me.
She was really focused on getting her job and her, guitar at Yale. All her priorities were pretty straightforward, but
somehow,
little by little, it happened.
Somehow we understood each other.
We understood each other, and we've been already. This November is gonna be 23 years.
Wow.
So it's
beautiful.
And actually, people warned us not to play together because they said it's bad for the marriage, and we were like, okay. So we didn't play at the beginning, just because it's like, oh, okay, maybe people know something we don't know. But then after 10 years, we started playing together. But then Elina had the brilliant idea that she needed to do a doctoral degree. And then Elina found out that she cannot do everything.
Okay.
Practice and study. And of course, you don't go to do the doctoral degree to lose your job. So I was also teaching.
Right. Oh my gosh.
So we didn't play duo for a while. And now we're coming back.
So this is actually our comeback.
Okay. Oh, wonderful. So what does your name mean? What is Exaudi? Duo Exaudi.
Exaudi nos mean listen to us. So Exaudi means to listen. It's an invitation to just reflect, see what the music brings you, what the state that brings you, more of a meditative experience versus. Well, I thought it was a good name. It was not common, and I was familiar with the word, but it came to me when I was attending mass, and there was one of the things that said exauding us.
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
My
That's
idea was
cool.
to do a red duo.
Rene and Elina duo.
Rene Elina duo. But then Rene talked me out of it.
Well,
As,
it sounds like
as
it.
maybe, you know, too suggestive.
So we decided
But
to
I told him
accelerate.
there is like a red movie, you know, Retired Extremely Dangerous.
No, we decided with
Well,
that name, and
we
like
decided
and
stuff.
in our program, we're gonna try to. Well, we actually doing it because it overlaps with Hispanic Heritage Month. So part of the program, that's why we put some solos from Elina playing barrios. So
Mhm.
have some of the Hispanic elements. Then I'm gonna do some Cuban music, and then we're gonna do some Cuban duo as well. So it's a little bit of everything. We have from Scarlatti, then Brahms. We're gonna be playing Soar, the Fantasía Española that he wrote when, some of the audience know this, but when Soar went with the French court to Paris, later on his life, he wanted to return to Spain, and he was denied entrance.
Yeah.
And he wrote this piece around that date. And it's one of the few pieces by Soar that has a very clear fandango Spanish embedded theme in the
Interesting.
later part.
Yeah.
So we thought it was a good way to honor him. That we every time we go to Paris, we go to Montmartre Cemetery and we visit Soar.
Yeah.
Uh,
And the other people there too.
yes, absolutely. Nadia Boulanger is there. There are many great artists and
Artists, musicians, yeah, wonderful.
that cemetery. So we hope that we offer enough variety for everyone that will be coming to the concert.
And we're looking forward to play, and we're looking forward to coming back to Marlowe series.
Well, everybody's looking forward to seeing you, and yeah, it'll just be wonderful to see you again and to hear you both. And thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much for your generosity with your time and your insights, and congratulations on such a beautiful project.
Thank you for the
Really
opportunity.
spectacular. Wow. Well, I'll say bye, and we'll see you soon. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
Okay, big hug to you both. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hard. Just
Lovely. Okay.
bye. Good night. Bye, you all.